Hello everyone, Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the 27th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A, and the theme, Give Thanks. In Matthew's Gospel, the parable of the wicked vine dressers tells of God's goodness to his people and of their failure to respond in kind. It is the second parable in this series of 3. So for us, God wants us to make use of the gifts and opportunities he has given us so that we can grow as his children. But often we fail to respond to his love and to produce the fruits of justice, love and peace, and of gratitude. I'd like to read a story that fits very well here today. Once there was a woman who lived in a vinegar bottle. One day a magician passed by and heard her complaining. "It's a shame I have to live like this. I ought to live in a cottage with a thatched roof and roses growing up the walls." The magician took pity on her and granted her wish. She was very pleased, but forgot to thank him. A year later he was passing the cottage and he heard her complaining. "It's a shame I have to live in a small cottage like this. I ought to live in a house with lace curtains." The magician took pity on her and granted her wish. She was delighted and forgot to thank him. Another year went past, and one day the magician went past and heard her say, "It's a shame I have to live among such common people. I ought to live in a great mansion with servants." She was given her request. She was very pleased, but she forgot to say thanks. When the magician visited her in a year, she said, "It's a shame I am living on my own. I ought to be a duchess and be waited on like a queen." Her request was granted. She was very pleased but forgot to thank him. A year later the magician visited her and she said, "It's a shame I am a mere duchess and have to curtsy to the queen. Why can't I be the queen myself and sit on a throne?" The magician granted her request and she was delighted, but failed to thank him. Years passed and the magician said, "I will go and see how the old lady is doing. Surely she must be satisfied now." But she said, "It's a shame that I am a queen in a wretched little country like this. Why couldn't I be queen in a great country?" The magician told her that he would grant her request in the morning. That night she went to bed full of proud thoughts. However, when she woke up the next morning, she was back in her vinegar bottle. She never left it, in a sense. She reminds us of God's people who, no matter what God does, refuses to thank him and refuses to produce the fruits of good living. I thought that was quite a delightful story, because it's in our heart that God wants to transform us. And he wants to transform us with a very great gift that I call gratitude. It's the gratitude attitude. To find every day something to thank God for. Little things, big things, things that touch your heart. There are so many things we can thank him for. And I believe as we continue to do that, we will get out of the mess that we have been in, perhaps of negativity and of lack of gratitude, and therefore lack of peace, lack of joy, lack of contentment. So remember the lady in the vinegar bottle, no matter what the magician said, she never changed in her heart. She was miserable always. So let gratitude release you from all of that bondage. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Look forward to meeting you again next week.